Imagine needing an answer to one simple question. Where would this information live? Before the World Wide Web? Maybe you want to know why the sky changes color at sunset. Maybe you need the address of a restaurant. Or maybe you have remembered an actor, but not the movie. Type a few words, wait less than a second, and receive more answers than you could read in a lifetime. But suppose search engines did not exist. No search bar, no voice assistant, no instant list of websites. How did people find anything? The answer is far more human than you might expect. Before digital search, information was not everywhere. It had a physical location. A science fact might be inside a book at home. A historical date might be stored in a library. A business address might be printed in a telephone directory. And practical knowledge might exist only inside the mind of someone who had spent years learning it. Finding an answer usually began with another question. Where would this information live? Your first search engine was often your own memory. Your second was usually another human being. For many families, the closest thing to an offline internet was an encyclopedia. These heavy collections attempted to fit the world onto a shelf. Science, geography, history, famous people, animals, and inventions, all arranged alphabetically. Looking for information about electricity? Find the correct volume, turn to the letter E, scan the page, and hope the answer was there. But an encyclopedia had limits. It could not update itself. It could not answer every specific question. And if your topic was missing, you could not simply open another tab. The process was slower, but it encouraged people to read around the answer. You might open a book for one fact and accidentally learn 5 others. For difficult questions, people went to the library. But a library containing thousands or millions of books created another problem. How do you search the library itself? The answer was the card catalog. Long rows of small drawers contained cards organized by author, title, and subject. You converted your question into a subject. The subject led to a card. The card led to a shelf. And the shelf might finally lead to an answer. Or it might lead to the wrong book. A good librarian did more than point toward shelves. You might say, I remember a machine that predicted the weather, but I do not know what it was called. A librarian could identify the subject, suggest better terms, recommend a reference book, and help you search records you did not know existed. Librarians performed several jobs now hidden inside a search engine. They understood intent, they improved the query, they ranked possible sources, and they helped people judge what was trustworthy. The algorithm was a person. Many questions never reached a library. People searched through relationships. To choose a doctor, you asked relatives. To identify a strange engine sound, you visited a mechanic. To find a local event, you checked a newspaper or telephoned the organizer. Recommendations traveled through social networks long before social media existed. But these networks were small. Your answer depended on who you knew and where you lived, and which institutions you could access. Two people asking the same question could receive completely different answers, not because the facts were different, but because their information worlds were different. Modern search hides something that used to be unavoidable: waiting. A specialized question might require a letter to an organization. A newspaper archive could mean visiting an office.
A book from another library could take days or weeks to arrive.
The delay was frustrating, but it also created commitment. When information required effort, people often thought carefully about what they truly needed to know.
Today, we search dozens of tiny questions and forget many answers within minutes. Earlier generations searched less often, but sometimes searched more deliberately.
Then information began moving onto computer networks. Early internet users faced a familiar problem. Files existed on many different servers, but there was no simple way to find them. A student programmer begins constructing an index. At McGill University, student Alan Emtage created Archie, widely recognized as the first internet search engine. It indexed file listings on public servers, rather than searching modern web pages. Archie was technical and limited, but it introduced a revolutionary idea. Instead of traveling to the information, a machine could build an index and bring possible locations to you. The card catalog had become digital. As the World Wide Web expanded, simply finding pages was no longer enough. Search engines also needed to decide which pages were useful. One influential approach used the web's own link structure as part of that decision.
Instead of opening directories, calling experts, or exploring shelves,
people could describe a need in ordinary language and receive ranked possibilities almost instantly. Information stopped feeling like a place you visited. It became something that appeared whenever you asked. Search engines gave ordinary people access to an extraordinary amount of knowledge. They reduced distance, shortened waiting, and made obscure information discoverable. But instant access created a new problem. Finding an answer feels so easy that we may confuse speed with accuracy. A search engine can locate information, but it cannot guarantee truth. It cannot automatically guarantee that the information is true, complete, or appropriate for your situation. Before modern search, people depended heavily on librarians, teachers, editors, experts, and institutions. Today, we have fewer barriers between ourselves and information, but more responsibility for deciding what deserves our trust. So, what did people do before Google? They remembered. They asked. They traveled. They searched drawers, shelves, directories, newspapers, and human networks, all connected to the search bar. Search engines did not invent human curiosity. They compressed the distance between a question and a possible answer. Perhaps the best way to search today is to combine both worlds, the speed of technology with the patience to think. This is Voltfolk, technology explained through human life. Subscribe for the next story. What piece of technology should Voltfolk explain next? Share your idea in the comments and continue exploring with another story on your screen.